Hi, I'm Jamey from Stillmeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game Animal Kingdoms, which I played last night with a full player count of 5 players. This is an area control game or area majority game where there are 5 different areas of this board, and you are trying to control them with little animals that score over 3 rounds of the game. After the end of each round, you will remove most of these animals and then begin the next round where you're playing cards. So it's a little bit of hand management too. You're playing cards to one of these 5 zones to also place an animal token on that zone. Almost always, we couldn't figure out a circumstance where you would not place an animal token when you played a card, but I believe it might be optional. Not entirely sure there. But there are 2 things about this game that really stood out to me. One is that each round you are competing for the leftmost point value. So in this case, this player is competing, or these players are competing for 5 points in this first round based on who has the most animals in this area. However, at a certain point in the round, a player, and it's shown here, a player will place a meeple on this top spot, kind of the apex spot. And at the end of the round, and that counts as a point towards the area control for this zone. But at the end of the round, the player who put a meeple here, a little token here, that meeple actually stays there, moves up into one of these 2 slots. It stays in that zone. So there's a little bit of a sense of progression over the course of the game as you are gaining a little bit of an edge in certain zones for subsequent rounds. I like that by itself. I've seen that in other games like Belfort. I think that's a neat mechanism to have in area majority and area control games. However, my favorite mechanism of the game is related to these cards. You can see 5 cards, 1 card per zone. These are changed and refreshed at the end of each round. So you're going to see a total of 15 cards over the course of the game. They are basically different guidelines for what you are allowed to place, which cards you are allowed to place in that zone. For example, this one says equal to or higher than the highest neighbor. And so if you do that, you will look at the top card on the stack for each of the neighboring zones. Over here, we can see a 4 value card. I can't see the card over here, but equal to or higher than the highest neighbor. So if there's like a 2 over here on the top of the stack, then I need to place a card here that is equal to a 4 or greater. In this case, the player placed an 8 here. So you have these rules that you have to meet, these conditions you have to meet to even play a card on one of these slots. It's not just a freewheeling place cards wherever you want. This one says no neighbors, rank, or beast. Cards do have a beast and a rank on them, a number on them. All different ranks here. So in this zone, it's looking at within this zone, it's looking at all the different cards there. So you can't place a number that's already been played in this round. Different combinations like that. Some of them look at the beast, some of them look at the ranks. Sometimes it's a combination of the 2. But I really like the variety this lends to the game. It gives you an extra layer of puzzle to solve beyond just which area do I want to have the most control over. You are trying to decide with your hand management which zones can I actually make a push for and have control over, and which zones do I not have as much of a chance, and I need to rely on more of a chance element, a little bit of luck as I'm drawing from the top of the deck. I thought that was a really, really neat mechanism in Animal Kingdoms, this change up of the rules and restrictions for placing in each individual area majority zone. If you played this game, I'd love to hear your favorite mechanism in the comments below, or if you played an area majority game like this that has, or even not just an area majority game, but a game where you're playing some sort of cards and there's a restriction as to what you can place in different zones that changes up throughout the game. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks.